Okay, now I'm finna get into some other stuff, man. Oh, yeah. Just like on some gangster stuff, somebody can have a price on their head. You got money on somebody's head. But in the kingdom of God, you can have a promise on your head. You know what I'm saying? When God done spoke to you, or he done shown you something about your future, your destiny, your purpose, your calling. See, it's just like having a price on your head on some evil, some negative, but on some positive, you can have a promise on your head. A lot of time, that's why you didn't go through what you could have went through, what you should have went through. God, that's why stuff wasn't as bad as it could have been. That's why you didn't really get what you really did. You didn't get the punishment that you really deserved. A lot of tragic stuff could have happened to you, but God didn't let it happen because you got a promise on your head, a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and when God got a promise on your head, it's real. He'll preserve you. He'll keep you. A lot of stuff that the devil had lined up for you, God won't let he won't let it hit you. You know what I'm saying? Because he's preserving you for his purpose. And that's the promise. You know what I mean? It's kind of like what I just said a while ago. Because God will preserve you, but it's not because of how good you are, how talented you are, not even how holy or obedient you are. And all that is good, of course. You know what I'm saying? But when he got that purpose and that promise over you, it'll cause you to be sustained and preserved when you could have been taken out of here. You know what I'm saying? It'll cause you not to have to go through some stuff that you should have went through. You know what I mean? Some bad stuff. You know what I mean? It's almost like favoritism. They say grace and favor ain't fair. Exodus 33, Romans chapter 9. He said, I'll be merciful to whom I'm merciful. I'll be gracious to whom I'm going to be gracious. I'll be compassionate to whom I'm going to show compassion. I do with people what I want to do with them. I can raise up one person to show the power and the wrath of God. I can raise up another person to show my mercy and my glory. You know what I'm saying? God do what he want to do. He's not a respecter of persons, but he is a respecter of purpose. Yeah. Yeah. He's not a respecter of persons, but he's a respecter of purpose. He's a respecter of faith. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact. Yeah, he be gracious to whom he want to be gracious, man. He might give one person 5 chances. He might give another person 10 chances. But it's not because they're better, one person's better. It's because of the purpose and the grace that's been given. Yeah. But even when it seemed like you got away with stuff, you still gonna reap what you sow, and you really not gonna get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, you might not have go through what you could have went through. You might not have went to prison, but like I said, I suffered in other ways. You know what I mean? So you still gonna pay for the wrong you do, but it's not gonna be as bad as what it could have been. It's not gonna be as bad as what it was for somebody else. It's not going to be as bad as what it could have been. It's still going to be in mercy. You know what I mean? But at the same time, though, ain't no getting away. You going to be dealt with properly according to God's mercy and justice, because he's a just God, just like he a merciful God. And God know how to deal with you in the right way. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact. You know, and then when you're called and chosen and you got the grace of God on your life and all that there, you're going to always have a price to pay. And it's 3 things, you know what I'm saying? There's something you might want from God, but he not doing it for you. That's part of the price you got to pay. That's part of your testing. And then there might be something that you want God to take away, but he's letting it remain. He's leaving it there like a thorn in the flesh. That's a test for you. And then persecution, no matter how blessed you are, it's going to come with persecution. Mark chapter 10. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'll do all this for you. If you forsake this for me, then you're going to receive 100-fold: land, houses, mother, sister, brother, people, family, friends, stuff. He said, I'm going to give it back to you 100-fold, but with persecution. All who desire to live godly will suffer persecution. It's going to be people that come against you, people that mock you, people that attack you. Most of the time, not physically, but in other kind of ways, attack your reputation, whatever. You know what I'm saying? People going to be coming against you. The devil's spirit's going to be coming against you. All that come with being blessed. People going to be jealous. People going to be envious. People going to not like you for no real reason. And see, and this is what I prefer. You know, if people just need to be real. You know, if you don't like somebody, don't try to make up a reason that don't try to make up a reason that you don't like them. Like, this person is this, or this person is shady, or this person they be doing sneaky stuff, or like, if you don't have a reason to not like a person, just let that be known. I don't like that person. I don't know why. I just don't like them. Don't be trying to put all kind of bad stuff on them. Well, they be lying, or they be stealing, or they be this and that. Hold up. And you know it ain't true. Like, don't try to come up with a reason to justify yourself for not liking somebody when the reason is not even true. Don't try to come up with a false reason to justify yourself about why you don't like somebody. Just say, I don't know why I don't like them. Don't try to come up with no reason and some kind of flaw in their character to justify why you don't like them, when the truth is it's spiritual forces why you don't like them. But you ain't got to say all that. If you don't have a reason you don't like a person, just, I don't know, man. I don't feel a good vibe from that person. I just ain't feeling that person. Just be real. Don't try to make up something and defame that person's character when you ain't even got no real reason for not liking them. Just say, I don't like them. I don't know why I don't like them. But don't be trying to put faults and flaws on their character when it ain't even true, because you trying to justify why you don't like somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because I just let it be known, man. I don't know that dude, but I don't get a good vibe from her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that lady, but I don't get a good vibe from her. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to try to put something foul on their character and, oh, she prejudiced, she racist, he racist, he don't like black folk. It ain't got to be all that. I don't know what it is about dude, but I just don't get a good vibe from him. I ain't got to try to say nothing about your character if I don't know it for a fact, or if I hadn't experienced it. Oh yeah, nah, dude be on some jealous stuff. Nah, I know dude. Dude be jealous. Dude is a hater. Dude be smoking with envy. Dude be steaming hot, jealous, mad. I know dude. You know what I'm saying? If it is what it is. But if that ain't what it is, don't try to make it be what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, all that there, man. Yeah, but when the hand of God is on your life, man, and that grace is on you, you gonna always be blessed. Your situation's gonna always work out all right. And that's a fact, regardless of the warfare. And the warfare is always there. The only questionable thing is what level the warfare is on. Even when you think it ain't no warfare, when you blessed, called, chosen by God, his grace is on your life, the warfare is always active. Even when you think it ain't, it's just low level sometimes. And then sometimes it's high level warfare. Sometimes it's low level, sometimes it's high level, but the warfare is always on. The devil gonna always be on your heels. He gonna always be trying to get at you. But when you really blessed, only you can do it to yourself. I don't care what kind of pressure the devil apply. You got to crash yourself out. The devil can't do it. He can apply pressure, and then it's on you how you handle the pressure. Like what people say, you can't control what's done to you, but you can control how you respond to it. That's the game we play. When you really blessed, the devil can apply pressure, but only you can crash yourself out. If you let the pressure get to you and you crash out, you still did it to yourself. The devil applied pressure, but he didn't make you crash out. You the one sabotaged yourself. You the one brought destruction on yourself. The devil just applied pressure and you didn't handle it right. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. So a lot of times when I connect with people, it's a grace connection. And people don't even have to be saved for me to have a grace connection. Because a lot of time people done been through some stuff and they survived it and they came through it with minimal hurt, minimal damage, minimal injury. And other people, it didn't go so well. So I can see grace on people's lives and they might not even be saved, but I can see the hand of grace and the hand of God on their life. And we might have a grace connection and they might not even be Christian. But I know that it was the grace of God that brought them to where they at. And it's a grace connection, even with people that may not even be saved, and especially with the ones that know God, you know what I mean? Okay. I think I'm really finna close if I ain't tripping. Okay. We gonna go on and talk about it. Okay, yeah. I got a few different things. I got a few things, and then I'm finna close out. Okay. I got one thing right here. Okay. I'm just gonna throw this in. I ain't even finna hit on it. I'm just finna throw it out there. Sometimes when the grace of God is heavy on your life, you called, you chosen, sometimes people are willing to sacrifice themselves to destroy you. Yeah. Because it's one thing to try to destroy somebody else, but you know that you're not really at risk. Like it's like throwing a brick and hiding your hand. So when it all goes down, I'm not connected to the situation, even though I'm the one that set the trap, even though I'm the one that plotted the scheme. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when it go down, I ain't gonna be around. You know what I mean? So it's one thing to try to destroy somebody when you're not putting yourself at risk, but it's another thing to try to destroy somebody and you willing to sacrifice yourself to destroy that person. That's the nature of the devil. The devil already know he lost. He sacrificed himself, but he's willing to sacrifice himself to fight against God and to destroy the people of God. So there's people that's willing to sacrifice themselves just to destroy you. Most people that want to destroy you, they want to destroy you, but they don't want to destroy you bad enough to sacrifice themselves. But some people, they want to destroy you so bad that they willing to sacrifice themselves in hopes of destroying you, and it still don't happen. Because when you chosen and you called, only you can destroy yourself. It's not in the hands of other people. It's not in the hands of the devil to destroy you. Only you can destroy yourself. When you called, when you chosen, when you elect according to grace. Stop playing with me. Okay. I had to throw that in there. Now this next thing, man, hey, God was just giving me these subjects, man, so I'm finna go on and hit on it. This ain't really a spiritual issue right here, but this had to do with jealousy and being provoked to jealousy, like in relationships. Say, like, it can go either way. Like, people could be in a relationship and the woman could be doing stuff to try to make the man jealous. Or the man could be doing stuff to try to make the woman jealous. You know what I'm saying? Or insecure or whatever. But I don't know if it was just the player rules or if it's just the grace of God. But I'm not on no jealous stuff, bro. Like at the end of the day, man, I don't want nobody who don't want me. Like when it comes to relationships and when it comes to women and even friendships, even when it comes to being accepted by groups or anything like that, like I don't want people that don't want me. It don't matter if it's a friendship. It don't matter if it's hanging out and kicking it. It don't matter if it's a romantic relationship. Like I don't want nobody who don't want me. You know what I'm saying? And like I could be with a woman 5 years and she pop up with another dude out of nowhere and be like, I don't want you no more. Like I would be hurt. I'm human. I ain't so gangster, so player. I'm human. So I would be hurt. But like trying to beat up the dude because he got my lady, trying to beat up the dude or do something to him or do something to the woman, like I don't want nobody who don't want me. Like soon as that happened, like we could be together for 5 years. She could pop up one day with another dude. And that would hurt me. But at the same time, that's the day that I would begin the process of letting her go. Because I don't want nobody who don't want me. So all that jealous stuff, I don't know where that stuff come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think everybody should be like that. Like, why would you want somebody who don't want you? People be going to jail and having all kind of emotional episodes because when they in that kind of situation, they girl don't want to be with them no more, or that man don't want to be with that woman no more. And people be on some old crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? Want to destroy your property or want to kill you or want to beat up the other person. And like, I don't know where none of that come from. Like at the end of the day though, if you think about it, like why would I do anything crazy because this person don't want me no more? Okay, yeah, that hurts. That's rejection. That was a shock. That was a surprise. That might have came out of nowhere. But why would I do anything crazy? Because this person don't want me no more. So I need to just go on with my life. Like, why am I going to try to do something to them? Like, it might hurt your pride or your ego, especially a man. But at the end of the day, I don't want nobody who don't want me. So if somebody decide they don't want me, then hey, I'm finna start the process of healing, recovery, and going on with my life. Like, I'm not finna do nothing foolish. I ain't finna do nothing crazy. Like, that person don't want me no more. So now I gotta turn on that switch. I don't want you because you don't want me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't interested in no female that ain't interested in me. You know what I'm saying? I might have thought I was interested, but let me find out she not interested in me. Then I'm finna begin the process of not being interested in her no more. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this woman don't want me no more? Well, I'm finna begin the process of not wanting her no more. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't with none of that foolishness, man. I don't want nobody who don't want me. I don't want to fit in with no group that don't want to embrace me or accept me. Then I'm not trying to be accepted. And a lot of persecution, any type of persecution that's not physical, it really shouldn't bother you. And I'm going to tell you who I heard say this. I heard I.V. Hilliard. And he not one of my favorites. I'm just going to say that. He not one of my favorites. But I heard I.V. Hilliard say, persecution don't matter when you're not trying to fit in. Like, if a lot of times people be talking crazy and they might mock you or talk about you, but it ain't real persecution. They not doing no violence to you, nothing like that. Death, sword, captivity, it ain't nothing like that. So a lot of persecution shouldn't bother you unless you're trying to fit in. If you're trying to be accepted by somebody and then they reject you, oh yeah, that really hurt. But if you get rejected by people or people don't like you, but you wasn't trying to fit in with them in the first place, that's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? It hits different if you trying to fit in with them or something. But if you wasn't trying to be accepted or a part of their circle or their group or they clique in the first place and they don't really accept you or don't really like you, that's not the end of the world by no means. You know what I mean? But yeah, I wouldn't. That's where I'm at. But I hadn't always been like that. When I was younger, I was more conscious and had more of a desire to be accepted by the group and the crowd. But I didn't start off like that. Then I got to be like that as a young man, an adolescent. And then I grew out of it when I got older. Like I'm on my solo stuff. Plus my relationship with God, it make me so much different. Even though I have a lot in common and I have similarities with regular people in the world, my relationship with God, it make me so much different than the average person. And I know that if you just see me, you don't see all that spiritual stuff, but I know that's a part of who I am. And that's one of the big things that make me different from the next person. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I feel like I'm a little too street for the Christians, but I'm a little too spiritual and Christian for the world. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I ain't trying to be accepted. I don't want people that don't want me. I don't want nobody that don't want me. I ain't interested in nobody that ain't interested in me. You know what I mean? Like, especially on the romance tip, relationship tip. You know, sometimes stuff goes sour, man. But at the end of the day, ain't no fighting over women and trying to fight with a dude. And I don't want nobody who don't want me. You know what I mean? If that woman don't want me, what I'm finna come around trying to fight you over her and she don't want me? Well, what's the point? If I beat you up, now she gonna start back wanting me. She gonna stop wanting you and start back wanting me if I beat you up? If I shoot you? Nah, that ain't how it go. You just have to accept it. If that person don't want you, they don't want you. I know it's hard, but you swallow that pill and go on with your life though. Cause there's somebody else down the line who do want you, who will want you, who will embrace you while you doing backflips, jumping through hoops, trying to be accepted, trying to be embraced. And really that's what game is about. See, people be thinking that game is about trying to get somebody's interest, especially from a man's point of view. A man think game is, I'm going to kick this game and I'm going to make this broad want me. I'm going to make this female be interested in me. But game is knowing what to do when a woman is interested in you. Game is not trying to get a woman's interest or talk her into being interested in you. I'm going to do this for you. I give you the world. That's closer to tricking than it is game. Because you're trying to use what you're going to do for her to get her. So, I mean, that's like, to me, that's like tricking. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to give you this. That's like tricking to me. And ain't nothing wrong with tricking if that's what you want to do and that's in your budget. But, hey, it's real in the field, man. It's real. It's real in the field. But tricking, if you really paying for sex, like that's like a crack habit. Because, if you know the going rate, I'm telling you, the going rate is like 60, 70, 80 for a quickie. Like 120, 130, 150 for a half hour. 170, 175, 200, 220 for a whole hour. and you spending that much money that quick, and when it's over, you ain't got nothing to show for it. I mean, that's almost like a dope habit. You know what I'm saying? So, but hey, tricking is just like gambling though. You know what I'm saying? You can do what you want to do if it's in your budget. Now, if it get to the point where you spending so much money tricking or gambling and you can't pay your bills and you can't do the stuff you need to do, it's a real problem. It's a real life problem. It's a real life problem, bro. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you do you know what I mean? But how did I get on that? What did I say that made me get on that? Yeah. Game. Talking about game, man. You trying to cast this vision, man. Like, if it ain't you, if the woman not interested in you, and a lot of it is fame too. When you got that fame, a lot of women be open off the strength of the fame. But you know, that's fake too though. You know, but because fame, a lot of it is image. You know, a lot of these rappers got cars and houses in the video, but it's rented. It ain't really theirs. You know what I mean? So a lot of Hollywood and all that, the industry, a lot of that is built on image. You know what I mean? But it's people who got real money too. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day though, game is knowing what to do when a woman is interested for whatever reason, but she already interested. Now what you do? That's game. To know what to do when you got her interest. But game is not about getting a woman's interest. Game is knowing what to do when you got her interest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because if you trying to talk a woman into being interested, if she not interested, the only way you can talk her into being interested is what you gonna do for her. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? How else you going to get her interest if she wasn't already interested? You know, she got to be interested in you as a person. You know, the internal things. It can be physical too, but it's the way you carry yourself, the way you think. You know what I'm saying? Your motivation, your drive. Gifts, talents, abilities, personality, how you treat people, how you deal with people, how you move, how you carry yourself, how you talk, sometimes articulate, and all that kind of stuff can attract a woman, and she be interested in you, not what you got, not what you gonna do for her. I that's it. I ain't finna keep going. That's it. I okay, I already talked about that. I'm finna throw one at you, and I'm finna get on some street stuff too. I'm gonna get on some street stuff. That's gonna be the last thing, and we finna shut it down. I'm gonna talk about using people, and I'm not with using people. Like, using people will come back on you, man. I'm gonna tell you a perfect example. Tekashi 6ix9ine. We ain't heard a lot about him lately. He been forced into a low profile. People just not interested. You know what I'm saying? If it's in his power, he'll do something to keep the fame going, keep his name buzzing. Even he willing to sacrifice himself for the fame. He done already sacrificed himself for the fame. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about dude, like he snitched. That was foul. That wasn't cool. But I'm gonna tell you where they messed up though. See, they was using dude. Like, gangs need money, you know what I mean? So in Tekashi's situation, they was rocking with him, but he was financing the gang. You know what I'm saying? He was financing the gang. And but then he ended up snitching. Like, using people can backfire on you. Using people can backfire on you. You know, where I'm at in life right now. Now, I understand if you feel like that's the only way for you to get ahead is to use somebody. You ain't got nothing better going for yourself. So that, it's always going to be people out there looking to use somebody. But, I've had opportunities in life where I could use somebody where a person just wasn't mentally advanced to know what was going on, or a person was just emotionally weak. That's just like a person ain't treating you right, but you still with them. A person ain't doing nothing for you. It's not 50-50. It's not, you know what I'm saying? But you still with them because you're emotionally weak, emotionally tied to that person or whatever. Person doing you dirty, but you still with them because you're not emotionally strong enough to break free. You know what I mean? So you can have situations where somebody is willing to allow you to use them either knowingly or unknowingly for whatever reason. But I ain't with using people. Even if I could, I feel like it's not gonna end. It's not gonna work out good. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's my example though. Like they was using 6ix9ine for the money to finance the game and all their activities. But at the same time, look what happened. Like he shouldn't have never been in the mix anyway. He shouldn't have never been exposed to none of that real gangster stuff that was going on. If dude not cut like that, not built like that, you know what I'm saying? He really shouldn't have been exposed to none of that anyway, but they were using dude. So they brought him around and he even participated and he even called some of the shots because he had the bread. But then look what happened. So that's what can happen when you use somebody. And when you use somebody, even if they allow you to use them, it have a way of coming back around though. It have a way of coming back around though. Because a man, you could use a woman, right? But then it can come back around when you got to pay child support. You know what I'm saying? It's, you don't know what that woman doing with your money. She could be spending your child support money on another dude. Or, you know what I'm saying? She could be spending it on herself and not really even spending it on the child. But you can't do nothing about it. So, and that go for a woman too, because you got women who using men through child support and stuff like that. But it can come back on them. And then a man can be using a woman, but you can end up in a situation later on. Now she using you. I've been through that. Yeah, we was in the dope game, but our relationship was real rocky and dysfunctional. But she had the plug. So when me and her get into it, I can't get no dope for a little while. So I was kind of using her at that time. But then later on, later on she hit me up for money, and I don't know what she was doing with the money, and I don't think it was really nothing positive, but I had to come up off that bread if I wanted to be able to see my daughter. You know what I'm saying? That's just an example. And by the grace of God, though, that situation, neither one of those situations lasted long, where I was using her or where she was using me. It probably lasted for some months, but it wasn't no long, drawn out period of time. But that's just the best example in my personal life. Like, you trying to use somebody and you think you getting over, but the tables can turn, and that person that you using can end up using you, or somebody else can end up using you. And a lot of people be like, well, ain't nobody gonna use me. I ain't gonna let nobody use me. But you can end up in a situation where you ain't got no choice. Especially child support, if it's coming out your check, you might be getting used, and what you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I'm not saying that this is exactly how people's situation gonna go. I'm just saying, just think about it though. You might be using somebody and you feel like you got the upper hand, but you can be in a situation where you being used, and you might be smart enough to recognize that you being used, but it might not be nothing you can do about it. It might be according to the law. And you act up, you finna go sit down for about 6 months. I'm just saying, it can go like that. You can end up in a situation. And that brings me back to the fear of God, man. I still haven't got to that, man, but it's so many things. Like, the fear of God it's not just demonstrated by your relationship towards God, but the fear of God is demonstrated by how you treat people. Because I might be in a position of authority over these people. So I could really treat them bad and get away with it if I wanted to. But I have the fear of God. I know that just like I'm in authority over these people, God's in authority over me. If I don't do these people right, then my punishment gonna come from God, because I fear God. I'm not gonna just do these people any kind of way just because it's in my power to do that. But because I fear God, I'm going to do these people right, because I want God, who is my authority, to do me right. You know what I mean? So that was one thing. Then I talked about how when you fear God, you don't have to fear nothing else. You don't have to fear death. You don't have to fear nothing else when you fear God. The fear of God is meant to release you from all other fears, the fear of man. See, and I treat people right, not because I fear man, because I could do something to somebody. I could be out of town and I could do something to somebody and know that I can get away with it. I know this person ain't going to see me again. This person don't know where I be at. And if I slide out, the law ain't going to find out about it. You know what I'm saying? But I fear God, though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do people any kind of way, even if I can get away with it. I don't do people any kind of way because I got to answer to God. I fear God. But when you fear God, you don't have to fear death. Hebrews chapter 2 talk about how man was subject to bondage his whole life through the fear of death. But when you fear God, you don't have to fear man. You don't have to fear people. You don't have to fear death. So when you fear God, it releases you from all other fears. And when you fear God, God can cause people to fear you, or not even fear you, but people might want to do something to you, and God calls them to hold their peace. Because you fear God, it can cause people to fear you, or it can cause people to just leave you alone when they might would have done something to you. And that's a fact. I'm talking about the fear of God. You know, and it was some other things I had too, like, but basically I think that pretty much sums it up. But it's deeper than that though. Like it goes kind of deep, but them was just the points that came to me off the top of the head. But I still got to put it all together. I ain't even got around to it. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is on some gangster stuff, on some street stuff. I put reputation, testing, and bodies. Like a lot of times when you in jail situations or even in the streets, a lot of times people want to, they want to make themselves seem hard. Like, I've done this, I've done that, I've beat people up, I killed people, I done stuff. Like, people will, I ain't gonna say some people exaggerate. Some people, they might be telling the truth, you know, but a lot of times people they want to give you their war report. And basically, they want to give you their war report from a victory perspective. Yeah, I beat up all these dudes, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever. They was the winner, though. They gonna tell you about the wins and not so much about the losses. A lot of time people be doing that because they want people to fear them, and they don't want to be tested. So I'm gonna present myself as this super gangster, so don't nobody test me. And you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I don't know. I just feel like you just got to be yourself. If people gonna test you, handle your test. That's what's gonna show. Cause really, like just like in jail, people ain't really worried about what you did in the streets. That was there. What you talking about here though? And then you go from one jail to another. Well, that was the last jail. What you talking about here? Oh, well, that was in LA. What you talking about here? You know what I'm saying? Oh, that was in Tyler, but we in Dallas. Huh? Oh, that was in Houston, but we in Miami. What you talking about? Like, people ain't just gonna fear you. Like, even if you did it to somebody else, you knocked him out, but you ain't finna knock me out. You know what I'm saying? Like people be trying to seem so hard, so people be scared of them and won't test them. And a lot of time that stuff backfire. Oh, you talking all this gangster stuff? Well, I want to see what